5. Think disruptive messages. You want to stop the thumb from swiping or scrolling, you want to stop banner blindness, so you need to disrupt a pattern that the user has on that certain platform. Hello, digital marketing stars! Today we are going to talk about 8 tips and tricks for your digital ad creatives. Maybe they don't all of them work for you, you should test them, but these are the 8 tips that generally we test at MTH Digital for the campaigns of our digital marketing clients. So, first of all, do make use of people in your videos and photos. I can't emphasize this enough, but all the tests that we've run have shown us that the click-through rate is at least double when we use people. Also, the view rate of the videos is much higher when you use people, close-ups, and so on. Apparently, our site is also attracted by the eyes of the person. So it's very important when you have people in your visuals to also have their eyes open looking at the screen, basically. What is more, people help you add context to the product and service. They help you show how the product is used. The person that is looking at the ad can see how big or how small the product actually is by comparing it to a real person. So, just to wrap up, use in your videos and visuals, use people because your results are going to be higher. Secondly, whether we are talking about banners, videos, or simply your messages, it's important to always go for minimalism. If we are talking about text on banners, it's important to stop at 5 to 6 words. So that would be a maximum. If we are discussing colors in a banner, it's also important to think less is more. So go for minimalism whenever possible in order to get the user to see your main message. And it's important to think that you only need one center of attention in each banner, in each creative, one idea in a script, because it's almost impossible to make the user with such a short attention span get more than one message. So think one message, minimalism. 3. Go as native as possible. Think stealth ads. Think user-generated content like ads. It's very important to make your ads seem as native as possible and to emulate the content that a normal user is posting on social media, the normal content that a publishing platform or blog is generally publishing. Because users are there on the social media platform or on the website to search for information. So you want your ad to be as stealth as possible to actually seem like normal content in order to hook the user. 4th, think of your creative as your best salesperson. It's important to try and break the barriers, to try and fight the objections that your user might have. So focus on the benefit for the user, and it should equal your main message. So your main message should be about the main benefit for the user. Don't make your message about yourself. Don't be selfish. So talk about the user, what the user gets, use as much you as possible, because that's the main idea. You want the user to think that they already bought your product, to see themselves in that context, to see themselves using your product or service. 5. Test atypical messages, test disruptive messages, test messages that stand out and stop the thumb from swiping or scrolling. Whether you are thinking about the audio, the message, the creative, and so on, it's important to, keep in mind to be native, but also disrupt a bit. Do something that is out of the box, but still in line with your values and with the main benefits of your product. 6. Make use of the direction of the eyes of the person in your banner. It's very important to have the person in your banner or the persons look at the main message so that you direct the user's site to that message, so that you make sure that the user actually sees your message. 7. Make use of the contrast and font size. I was already telling you to keep it short, to go for 5-6 words at the maximum in a banner. It is also important to have that text as big as possible and to use a high contrast between the font color and the background in order to get the user to see your main message. 8. Use basic persuasion techniques. If you haven't read so far Robert Cialdini's books, I think you can even check a summary of the book and see the main principles of persuasion and see which one of them you could test and which one of them could make sense for your buyer persona profile. It's important to use triggers such as urgency, the last few pieces available, or for example, you only have 2 more hours to purchase the product. You can make use of things like scarcity. You can make use of social proof, authority, reviews, and so on to get the user to trust you and to get them to want to test your product. So just to sum up, we have 8 tips and tricks for ad creatives that you should test. So first of all, think people. You need people in your creatives. Secondly, go for minimalism. Keep it short, keep it one main message in a visual, one main center of attention. 3, go as native, stealth, user-generated like content as possible with your ad. 4, think of your ad as your best salesperson and focus on the benefit that the user has, not on yourself as a business or as a personal brand. 5, think disruptive messages. You want to stop the thumb from swiping or scrolling, you want to stop banner blindness, so you need to disrupt a pattern that the user has on that certain platform. 6, make use of the person in the visual and where they are looking at to direct where the user from the mobile screen should be looking at. 7, make use of the contrast and the font size to get the user to look at the main message. And 8, use basic principles of persuasion to get the person to trust you and your brand. So, in case you liked these tips and tricks, there are many more coming up, so I think it makes sense to hit the subscribe button below this video and to subscribe to the Digital Brunch channel. Until we see each other next time, don't forget that your online marketing campaigns should always shine bright.